Hey, it's with another video, and today I'm going to do a recap and kind of commentate on the recent developer live stream with Steve Danuser and Terran Gregory. And it you didn't miss much, let me tell you that. This was the kind of live stream that wasn't exactly about learning new things, although there are things that I'm going to briefly cover that I think are of worthy mention. But for the most part, the developer live stream went like this. Steve, you are an amazing person at your job. What is it that you do that makes you so good? No, Terran, it's not me. It is you who is such an amazing director. You do such great work. Tell me what is it that makes you so awesome? You know, it's not even just me. It's like my whole team, as well as Christy Golden, one of our newest members. Oh my God, she is just the best. I know she is, isn't she? And she links like the best desserts on Twitter. OMG. So it was a lot of that. I mean, really, it was really just a conversation between the two gentlemen, talking about the things that they do and geeking out over it. So if you wanted to learn something new, you're definitely going to be disappointed by this live stream. So hey, cool, saved you a click. Otherwise, if you just wanted to geek out with them and otherwise learn just a little bit about what it is that they do, then cool. Something that I guess I'll give some feedback or suggestions now that I really would have liked to have learned kind of more behind the scenes things like little factoids or otherwise things. I wish that this live stream was framed in such a way that there can be a whole bunch of different bullet points that places like MMO Champion or Wowhead can link. You know, here are some cool facts like, during the Wrathgate scenario, when I was doing this, we wanted to do like this sort of cool thing, but instead we went with this instead. Or that during some of those Cataclysm cutscenes, Chris Metzen wanted to do more with Thrall, but then the team was like, no, that's a bit too much, man, and you know, stuff like that. Unfortunately, it wasn't that, but it's not like I ain't got nothing to say. I can talk a little bit about some of the highlights that went down during this past hour. Early on, they made it pretty clear that when it comes to doing cinematics, and this is what a lot of the live stream was about, cinematics, that they consider it to be a separate piece of the storytelling in the world of Warcraft. Of course, one part of it is with gameplay that you can't really express the action unless you're the actual player down there with your boots on the ground, you're mashing buttons, and you're hitting dudes in the face. When it comes to the nuance, though, when it comes to expressing emotions, that's where the cinematic team comes in. That's where you see the brow furrowing, the wide eyes, oh my God, the open mouths, the sounds. I believe that this was said some time ago, but it was said today that Zakan wasn't merely a product of a meme. That's, you know, our reaction to him isn't what created him in the Old Soldier cinematic. Zakan was in fact something that was already previously constructed and the ball was already rolling on him when he was first revealed in the initial BFA cinematic back in that previous BlizzCon. However, it was thanks to the favorable reaction from us that Zakan makes a reappearance in-game in this 8.1 Tides of Vengeance patch. What that at least communicates to me, though, is that Zakan would have just been a really quick one-off character. We would have seen him only in that Old Soldier cinematic, and we might not have ever seen him again. So maybe the events of the Fate of Saurfang scenario might have played out slightly differently, like during the pivotal moment when you make that choice, it's just you, the character, the champion, who's making that choice, and that there isn't someone that's standing there next to you. Or it could have gone so many other different ways, but Zakan might not have been there if it wasn't for a meme. According to this live stream, that the Night Elf influence, that is the whole darkened eyes thanks to the Night Warrior, that's more of like an area of effect influence that's caused by Tyrande. It's not like everyone becomes the Night Warrior, but more like they become, well, influenced by the Night Warrior. And maybe not enthralled, just, cool, I'm in proximity, I get your buff, sweet. They also further establish that when it comes to the normal citizens of Azeroth learning anything about what happens around them, that information spreading just sucks. People just don't know very much. And that reminds me of the aftermath of the Battle for Broken Shore when the Horde retreated, the Alliance took it the wrong way, there's miscommunication, there's fighting, and even then, all the way towards the Before the Storm book, Anduin mentions that he hears reports that perhaps the Horde did not betray the Alliance, that maybe something else happened. It's like, wow, that's real. That's how poor the communication is, apparently. I guess apparently no one does news in Azeroth. Good going. And finally, they mentioned that when it comes to giving choice, for example, with the Fate of Saurfang scenario, when we make a supposedly fateful choice, they do want it to mean something. So it looks like whatever path, or depending on what choice you made, you're going down a path. And that might lead somewhere that's slightly different from the other path. However, I'm pretty sure that you're still going to be fighting the same last boss. You're still going to be raiding with the same people that you normally are. But they do want to make the choice feel meaningful and in such a polarized expansion. So being able to choose a side is definitely cool. They do want to be very conservative about this. They mention that choice is just part of the narrative toolkit when it comes to storytelling in the world of Warcraft. They kind of went overboard with in-game cinematics when they did this with Cataclysm. That's why these days you see fewer cutscenes, but the trade-off is that whenever you do see them, they have more meaning. And that also gives Blizzard a lot more work to make the cinematics and cutscenes that they do go through with that much better. Personally, I think that the choices that are being provided here, well, it's hard to say in retrospect because we're still trying to find out what's at the end of the road when we either choose to help a certain someone or to not help a certain someone. I'll be curious, and I'll definitely talk about this at length later on once we do get to the end of this path and we find out where we are. And I really want to see how different it is when I'm standing in this position as opposed to the other position. So that pretty much rounds up all the good parts of this developer live stream. I did find it a little bit of a disconnect when Steve was like, at the very end, he's like, yeah, you know, we'll be back, we'll do more of these, and maybe we'll answer some more of your questions. There were no questions, Steve. None. Again, I don't mind it, but it would have been really cool to get some more behind-the-scenes stuff, fun facts, cool things that they think would wow the audience. But it's okay, there's always the next live stream, and I'll be here to cover that. So, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed yourself, and for more of this and all things Warcraft. I'll see you folks next time, and until then, stay safe, stay happy, and stay breezy.